Good afternoon with everyone. Today we are going to discuss the wild and isolate children. These are children who grow up without normal human contact or a social interaction. During this discussion, we will talk about different real life cases and how isolation affects their language, emotions, and behavior. Okay, let's begin with the first case. Jenny. Joel, could you tell us about her?
Of course, Jenny was a girl from the United States who was isolated by her father for many years. She stayed alone in a room and had almost no communication with other people. Because of that, she had serious problems speaking and interacting socially.
Okay. Um, okay, this is that very sad. And for the question one, do you think Jenny could fully recover after years of isolation?
I don't think she could recover completely because childhood is very important for language development. Even though doctors and scientists try to help her, she still had difficult communication.
Okay, how important is social interaction for language development? Camila.
I think it is extremely important because children learn language by listening and speaking with others every day. Without interaction, communication skills cannot develop normally.
Excellent point. Now, let's talk about Victor of Aveyron. Camila, would you explain his case?
Sure, Victor was a boy found alone in a forest in France. People believe he had lived there for years without human contact. When they found him, he behaved more like an animal than a person. A doctor tried to teach him language and social skills, but Victor never learned to speak fluently.
Okay, and why was Victor unable to learn language completely?
I think it happened because he spent many years without hearing or practicing language during childhood. That affected his brain development.
Um, can humans survive emotionally without society? Yeah.
Well, G, okay. Maybe humans can survive physically, but emotionally it's very difficult. People need communication, affection, and relationships to feel emotional healthy.
Very interesting answer. Yeah. Now tell us about Oksana Malaya.
Oksana was a girl from Ukraine who lived with dogs when she was little. Because of that, she behaved like them. She worked, ran on all fours, and had difficulty speaking. Later, specialists helped her improve her communication and social skills.
Okay, and how did living with dogs affect Oksana's behavior?
Okay, it affected her a lot because children usually imitate what surrounds them. Since she lived with dogs instead of people, she learning animal behavior instead of human behavior.
And do you think children learn behavior mainly from the environment? Nan?
Yes, definitely environment influence children strongly. Family, education, and social integration shape personality and behavior.
Great point. Now let's move to our final reflection. What can
And
society to do to protect isolated children?
okay, I think society should pay more attention to children's living condition. Teacher, neighbors, and family members should report situation of abuse or neglect to protect them early.
Okay, and which case impact you the most and why?
For me, Jean's story was the most shocking because she's short isolation inside her own home. It's difficult to imagine a child growing without your love or communication.
Okay, Joel, your answer, please.
Okay. For me, Oksana's story was surprising because it showed how much environment changed human behavior.
Okay, interesting. Camila.
I think Victor's case was interesting because scientists try to understand if language can still develop after isolation.
Okay, and Gia, what is your answer?
Well, and all the cases show how necessary human interaction is for emotional and intellectual development.
Okay, this is for all. Thank you, your opinions and participation. But in conclusion, wild and isolated children show us the importance of communication, affection, and social interaction in human development. Without these elements, children can face serious emotional and social and language difficulties. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for the